Hello there, little fairy tale friends, and welcome to another bedtime story here on SoundTales. My name is Fina, and now it's time to wind down together. And before the story begins, let's settle in. Let's come back to our bodies, which are ready to rest now. We'll start with a few gentle breaths. Breathe in through your nose as if you're smelling something yummy from the kitchen. And then you hold that breath for a few seconds, and then you breathe out through your mouth as if you're cooling off a steaming hot sausage. Okay, now before we begin, we'll put one hand on our heart and the other one on our belly. Good. And now we'll breathe in through the nose. And hold it. And out through your mouth. Very good. One more time. In through your nose. Hold. And out. Excellent. Very good. Now, it's time to tighten your whole body, stiff as a log or firewood, or maybe you want to wrap your arms around yourself. Do whatever you want, but curl your toes and squeeze your hands and stiffen your legs and your face. Scrunch it together. Oh, a little more. And let go. Good. That was very good. Okay. Now, the body is ready for rest. And let's whisper a few words to ourselves. You can say them silently inside or out loud if you like. I am safe right here. It's okay to make mistakes. My presence is worth more than being perfect. Very good. Okay. And now it's time to listen to a story. A tale about farmers, wishes, and a sausage. And what can happen when we speak without thinking. This is the folktale. The story of the 3 wishes. Once upon a time, in a small cottage at the edge of the forest, lived a man and a woman who led a quiet life together. They had a few hens, a little vegetable patch, and a pile of firewood that always seemed to need refilling. Their money rarely stretched beyond salt and flour, but the cottage had thick walls, and there was always plenty of wood to burn. One evening, while the man was out fetching firewood, he spotted something strange down by the fence. A small figure had gotten stuck between 2 rails. It was a gnome, with a grey cap and a wild tuft of beard, snorting and tugging at his sweater that was stuck. The man hurried over and helped the little creature get free. The gnome dusted himself off with a grumpy frown, but when he looked up, his eyes sparkled behind the white beard.
You helped me without hesitation, so I'll grant you 3 wishes, but listen closely. Use them wisely, he said.
Then, poof, he vanished like a puff of wind. The man just stood there, holding his firewood, mouth wide open. 3 wishes? He ran inside and told his wife everything. They sat down at the table, lit a lantern, and immediately began to think. What should they wish for? A sack of gold? A house with real glass windows? Or a cow that gave milk all year round? Ugh. And the more they thought about it, the hungrier they became. Their stomachs rumbled. It was late. The pan was empty, and so was the pantry. The man sighed and rubbed his belly. Oh, I wish we had at least had a proper sausage to warm ourselves with. And poof. A long, steaming sausage lay there on the table, sizzling and golden brown. They stared at it, completely silent. The wife finally spoke, her voice full of disbelief.
You wasted a wish on a sausage?
The man tried to explain that he hadn't meant to, that the words just slipped out, that they had been talking about food and he was so hungry.
You and your sausages, she snapped. It's always sausages with you. Sausage here and sausage there. Sausage for breakfast, sausage for dinner. Sausage, sausage, sausage. Sausage when we have guests. Sausage on your brain. Well, now you finally got your sausage and threw away a whole wish on it.
She turned away and muttered under her breath.
I wish that silly sausage would stick to your nose.
And poof, there it went, right to his nose, long, thick, and dangling. The man flailed with his hands. The wife tried to pull. She tugged, twisted, yanked, and nothing worked. The sausage was stuck, like it had grown there his entire life. Finally, they stood in the middle of the room, completely still, looking at each other. And then, at the same time, they sighed deeply. We have to wish it off, don't we? The wife said softly. The man nodded. And so, they used their third and final wish to get the sausage off his nose. It dropped onto the table with a soft thud. So, everything was back to normal, except now they were 3 wishes poorer, and a little more careful about what they said to each other. But the sausage was still there, warm and steaming. So, they cut it in half, shared it, lit an extra candle on the table, and ate in silence. And maybe it was right there, in that silence, that they realized something. That sometimes you don't know what you need until it's sitting right in front of you. The end. And so ends the tale of the story of the 3 wishes. A story about hunger, love, and how the words we speak may carry more power than we think. The 3 wishes were wasted, or were they? Because what really happened? The couple caught a glimpse of their own humanity, the hunger that makes us impatient, the frustration that leads us to say things we don't truly mean, and the quiet grace of sitting down, sharing what little we have, and choosing love over pride. Maybe magic can't give us happiness. Maybe it can only show us where to look for it. And sometimes it's already there, waiting for us at our own kitchen table. It's said that every word we whisper leaves a trace in the wind, that thoughts and wishes can shape the world if we listen carefully and speak from the heart. Words aren't just sound. They carry force. They carry intention. They carry magic. They carry us when we let them shape the truths we almost forgotten. Maybe you've said something you wish you could take back. Maybe you felt how one small sentence became bigger and harsher than you meant. That's okay. We learn, we listen, and we do better next time. And you are still loved, you're still safe, and you're always welcome here. Thank you for listening to my bedtime story today. And I'll see you here again soon, here on SoundTales. Sleep tight.